Our workdays are often filled with phone calls, meetings, presentations and deadlines. In the busyness of it all, the last thing we need is to get hampered and delayed because we can't find something in a messy and disorganized workspace. To help you stop wasting time searching for that misplaced file and become more productive, it's important to get your office and workspace organized. One of the most important things to do in keeping an organized office is to keep your desktop clear of clutter. Look at your office desk and decide what needs to be there. Do you really need that stack of files in the corner of your desk? Do you really need 6 pens and 7 highlighters? How long are those 3 boxes of staples going to last you? Are you really going to get to that pile of dust-covered books? If an item is not something that you use every day to make your work easier, it doesn't need to be at your desk and it's time to find another place for it. If you really do need some of those files, keep them organized and confined on your desk with file holders or trays. But only choose the files that you will need frequently and organize them so they're in easy reach but don't get in the way. Same thing for books. If you really do use those reference books frequently, keep them organized with bookends so they are easy to see and access. Now how about those pens, highlighters and staples? Sort through the items you have in your office and determine how often you use them, and get rid of any supplies you don't use. If you're in the workplace, return any unused supplies back in the supply room so co-workers can use them. Another item that can take up a lot of space on an office desk is a printer. Consider getting a printer stand to get the device off your desk so you have more space to do your work. A printer stand that has shelves will also give you some extra storage space to store printer paper or cartridges. If you have a small desk or still don't have enough desk space, consider getting an occasional table that you can place next to your desk and serve as an additional working area. Try to find one that is the right height so that you can work comfortably at it. Another piece of furniture that can help declutter your desk is a bookshelf. This is a great place for those books, manuals and reference materials that aren't frequently used but still important to keep. While it is nice to add some personal touches to your office to make you comfortable and happy, don't go overboard. The space on your desk is valuable and it is important for you to have space to work and be productive. Limit the number of personal items on your desk to no more than 3. If you have other items you'd still like to keep in the office, consider hanging art or pictures on the wall, putting knickknacks and trinkets on a nearby bookshelf, and keeping plants on a filing cabinet near the window. Now that your desktop is decluttered, it's time to look at where you place the things you are keeping. Your computer monitor should be in front of you at eye level and about 17 inches from your body. Put frequently used items, like the phone, or supplies, or pen holder, on your dominant side. Place the equipment and supplies that you use the most within easy reach, and the items that you use less frequently can be stored further away. Office supplies that are used every day can go on the desk, while items that are used a couple of times a week should be stored in a drawer. While supplies that are not used frequently should be stored in a drawer, it is important to keep the drawer organized so that you can quickly find and access items when you do need them. Invest in drawer organizers, either trays or small bins or dividers, so that your paper clips, stapler, sticky notes and rubber bands each have their own home. Store similar supplies together in the same section of the tray. Put the things you use often in the front section of the drawer and things you use less often toward the back of the drawer. Also, group like items together. For example, stationery supplies should be kept together in one drawer, AV equipment can be kept together in another, and files and paper in another drawer. Another great storage solution are rolling carts. Rolling carts have multiple tiers that give you lots of space to store items and are portable so they can be easily moved around from place to suit your needs. You can easily place it beside your desk so that it's easy to grab what you need, and then move it off to the corner when it's not needed. And speaking of rolling furniture is fantastic because you can move things out of the way easily. Shelves or cabinets that have wheels can be pulled out when you need them and then put back. Shorter filing cabinets or shelves can be kept under your desk and then moved out when you need to access them. Alright, so now we've stored things away. Let's move on to setting up your office so that you have space to complete your work. Create work zones in your office. Designating specific areas to complete tasks and place items will allow you to get your work done efficiently. For example, you can have a computer zone where you work on tasks that are computer related. Similarly, you can have a non-computer zone where you work on tasks that do not require the computer, such as reviewing papers, signing documents, writing or filing. This could be a clear section of the desk that is away from the monitor and cords of the computer. If your work involves packing up items to send to customers, you can have a packing zone, which might include a clear tabletop, and packing materials such as boxes, packing tape, shipping labels and a scale to weigh packages. Another zone could be a reference zone where you keep binders, manuals and books. The toughest part about keeping your office organized is that there are constantly things coming into your workspace. Documents, files, books that are dropped off by colleagues. Personal items such as your jacket, umbrella, or bag that you bring in with you to work. And all the other random stuff that somehow ends up in your office. To help regulate the items that come into your workspace and keep things organized, set up a catch-it space near the entrance to your workspace. The catch-it space should have a tray for documents that are being given to you, a shelf, hooks or box to store your personal items, and a trash can for items that are junk and not needed. This setup will allow all incoming items to be confined neatly instead of being spread all over your desk and office. Another system to keep incoming items organized is to set up 2 document trays. One is an inbox for new items that you haven't yet reviewed, and the other is an in-process box for items that you've looked at and need to work on. Having these 2 trays will help prevent items from being scattered all over your office and desk, and make sure you keep track of things you still need to work on. If you work regularly with certain people, you can create a folder, tray, or inbox for each. Having a separate inbox for each person will let you know right away who the item is from. It is also helpful if a certain colleague asks about something they've left for you, you can quickly go to their inbox and find the item, rather than having to sift through all of the things that have been dropped off by numerous colleagues. Here are some other tips for office organization. If you have a bulletin board in your workspace, it can often become cluttered and messy as you continually add papers and memos to it. Organize your bulletin board into sections where you pin certain items. You can have a section for receipts, a section for sticky notes, a section for business cards, a section for memos. Use different colored thumbtacks for each type of item you pin. For example, you may pin receipts with blue thumbtacks, memos with red thumbtacks and business cards with green thumbtacks. This way, even if your sections start overlapping, you can still easily find the item or group of items you are looking for. Another tip is to color code folders so they're easy to recognize. Sort your documents so that similar ones are placed in the same color folder. For example, you can file receipts in green folders, legal documents in yellow folders, and worker assessments in red folders. Don't forget to label the tabs on the folders with what type of document is inside. If you don't have multicolor file folders, you can use colored labels instead and stick them to the tabs of the file folders. Paper is a great source of clutter in an office. Try storing documents digitally to avoid using paper. Write your notes or schedules on your computer. Create folders on your computer to sort your documents or use an online system to organize your files. This video is about organizing the physical space of your office, so we won't get into organizing things digitally on the computer here. But if you are interested in this topic and have challenges with this, comment below and I'll make a video about digital document organization. Now that you've got your office organized, it's important to maintain it. Continue with your organizational methods to keep everything tidy. Clean and organize your desk each day to ensure it stays decluttered. No matter how busy you are, take time to straighten up your office at the end of the day. The 5 minutes you take each day can help prevent the need to spend a day reorganizing an office that you don't maintain. And don't forget to reassess frequently. Things can change and sometimes the items that you use daily might change, so take some time once in a while to check that everything still deserves a spot on your workspace. If you stay on top of it, your office will stay clean and organized. Did you find any of these tips helpful? Do you have any office organization tips? Share them in the comments below. Thanks for watching.